we do some due diligence on the technical side. Is there an equivalent, like as an attorney, are you doing due diligence as well? Is there a due diligence component to what you're doing? Because if you think about due diligence, right, there's certainly the business side of the due diligence, the financial viability, any company liabilities associated with lawsuits and intellectual property and things of that nature. There's the technical stuff, right? Are they secure? Do they have a good privacy program in place? Are they built on good technologies and things of that nature? What about on the legal side? Is there sort of a legal due diligence, or is that
Sure,
just
sure.
ensuring that the other due diligences happen?
Yeah, so the first there's some things as a lawyer you understand and there's some things you don't. But of course, any good lawyer is going to pretend like they understand everything, right? But the reality is that there's kind of two levels of diligence. One is working with guys like you, John, to create a awesome due diligence checklist, right? So you're literally soliciting information, confirming certain specified data points like regulatory obligations, contractual commitments, client expectations, things like that. You're soliciting that in a kind of a due diligence checklist Bible that you drop on these target companies. In the case of an M&A or an investment, same difference. And then in the context of negotiating reps and warranties in the document, you're having them rep to certain things. So each company is going to be different, and I don't want to paint too broad a brush about the types of reps that are appropriate for each type of deal. But the reality is you're trying to connect the dots between the information at the due diligence phase that they disclosed in connection with your due diligence checklist in response to your diligence checklist, and you're trying to make sure that those data points are ported over to the actual deal in terms of factual statements you're soliciting in terms of reps and warranties and information that is scheduled to qualify and quantify those reps and warranties. So you're cramming everything that you guys do at Pivot Point in your diligence and you're putting it into the document itself. That's how you mitigate and shift that risk.
Gotcha. How much of that, from your perspective, how much of that is trust and how much of that is verify? Is there a standard ratio you use? Does it depend on the deal size?
Yeah, I don't know if I have a trust but verify ratio I use. Certainly I try to, look, you try to draft the most draconian, broad statement you possibly can in these reps and just kind of hope that it holds up. So look, the reality is when you are an investor in an early stage company, you don't have a lot of a deep pocket to go after in terms of being made whole if some of these reps fail. So it puts a lot of strain on the diligence that a fund is going to do. And increasingly, look in the data security and privacy, it's no surprise to any of your listeners, has really come on strong, say the last 5 to 7 years. And funds have caught up. They've really caught up, and their diligence really tracks it accordingly. And if you're a fund, you're looking at the salability and scalability of that target, right? So you want to know that, say they have a company has 10 customers and $2 million of revenue, and they're looking to do a $1 million Series A. You want to make sure that they can go from 10 customers to 100, and you want to see the internal processes are there that will allow for that scalability. So data security and privacy investment and having the right kind of core infrastructure in place is a key part of that scalability. Because if they don't have the right investment and they have to do it with your money, it's a different growth trajectory than if they already had done the investment. So and this is an important issue in all venture capital and private equity investing. Nobody wants to give you money if you have an early stage company. Nobody wants to give you money so you could do the stuff that you should have already done, right? They want to give you money so you could take that money, invest in R&D and sales and marketing, and scale the crap out of that business model and grow it to the stratosphere so they can get multiples for the fund's investors, right?
Gotcha.
That's what it's about.